Have you ever looked at the internet and wondered why the loudest, most aggressive people are usually the absolute most clueless? You open the comment section on literally any video, and suddenly everyone is a top-tier expert. They know how to run a country. They know how to cure diseases. They know absolutely everything. But the people who actually study these complex things for years, they are usually very quiet. They doubt themselves deeply. They hesitate before they speak. Why is that exactly? Why does complete and total ignorance often come with such massive, blinding confidence in oneself? We live in a strange world, ruled by a very powerful illusion, an illusion that makes fools feel like absolute kings, and it is quietly ruining everything. Welcome to the great trap of the human mind. To understand this dangerous trap, we have to go back to 1995. A man named MacArthur Wheeler decided to rob a bank. Actually, he decided to rob 2 banks in just one single day. But he did not wear a mask. He did not hide his face at all. He just walked right in, looked directly at the cameras, and confidently demanded the money. The police caught him hours later. When they showed him the videotape, he was absolutely shocked. He stared at the screen and said, "But I wore the juice." He literally believed that rubbing lemon juice on his face made him invisible to cameras. Why would he think that? Because lemon juice is sometimes used as invisible ink on paper. He made a terrible, stupid guess. But he was so absolutely certain that he was a hidden genius, he bet his entire freedom on it. This absurd and ridiculous crime caught the immediate attention of 2 brilliant psychologists, David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger. They really wanted to know how a brain could be so broken. How can someone be so incredibly wrong, but feel so completely right? They set up a series of tests. They tested normal people on logic, on grammar, and on humor. Then they asked the people a very simple question. How well do you think you did? The final results were mind-blowing. The people who scored the lowest, the ones who failed completely, thought they did amazing. They rated themselves at the very top. They were completely blind to their own massive failure. And this is exactly what we now call the famous Dunning-Kruger Effect, the double curse of incompetence. Here is exactly how the double curse works. To know that you are bad at something, you need the exact same skills that make you good at it. If you have terrible grammar, you need good grammar to realize that you are making bad mistakes. If you completely lack the skill, you also lack the mental radar to clearly see your own errors. You are just flying blind. Imagine you want to learn a new skill, say video editing or investing. You watch one single short video. Suddenly, you feel like a master. You are proudly standing on what psychologists call Mount Stupid, the absolute peak of overconfidence. You look down at everyone else, thinking the game is so easy, but then you actually try to do the hard work yourself, and you horribly crash. You fall deep into the valley of despair. You finally realize how much you actually do not know. Why does our brain do this to us? Why do we start on Mount Stupid instead of just being realistic? It is all about basic human survival. Evolution did not design your brain to seek the objective truth. It designed your brain to keep you alive. In the dangerous ancient world, hesitation meant instant death. If you stood in the jungle, wondering if that shadow was a tiger or just a harmless bush, you got eaten alive. The ancestors who actually survived were the ones who made quick, extremely confident choices. Even if they were completely wrong, they acted fast and moved. Confidence saves a lot of energy. Doubt takes too much brain power. So, your brain just gives you a fake sense of total confidence. It fills in the blank spaces with a nice, comfortable illusion. It tells you that you are in absolute and total control. But there is a very dark side to this mental illusion, a terrible price we all have to pay. The Dunning-Kruger effect does not just make fools loud, it makes smart people silent. This is the tragic second half of the double curse. The more you actually know, the more you truly realize how complex the world really is. You see all the small details. You see all the rare exceptions. And because the hard work becomes quite easy for you, you wrongly assume it is easy for absolutely everybody else. You start to think your own skills are not really special at all. You begin to feel like a fake. This is called imposter syndrome. The true experts stand in the shadows, crippled by deep doubt, feeling like total frauds. Meanwhile, the absolute beginners stand bravely on the stage, shouting their terrible ideas with total and complete certainty. The fools are full of passion, and the wise are full of doubt. So, how do we actually survive in a world built exactly like this? How do you protect yourself from your very own brain? The first step is brutal honesty. You have to accept a very dark and uncomfortable truth. You are not immune to this. If you are watching this video right now, thinking about your foolish friends or your really dumb boss, you need to stop right now. You are falling straight into the trap. You have your own blind spots. You have your very own Mount Stupid. We all do. I do. And you do too. The only way to get down from that incredibly dangerous peak is to actively look for your own personal mistakes. You must willingly invite criticism. You must challenge your core beliefs. You have to completely stop trusting your very first reaction. True intelligence is not about knowing all the right answers to every single question in life. It is about deeply understanding the hard limits of your own mind. It is the rare ability to look at a highly complex problem and simply say, out loud, I do not know the answer. Those specific words are not a sign of weakness or failure. They are a very powerful shield. They protect you from the deadly and toxic illusion of control. The next time you feel absolutely certain about something, pause. Take a very slow, deep breath. Look at the entire situation again and ask yourself honestly, am I actually a real expert here? Or am I just a fool wearing the lemon juice? Doubt is not your enemy in life. Doubt is your absolute best friend. It keeps your mind sharp. It keeps you constantly growing. Embrace the doubt every single day. Leave the fake confidence to the fools who know nothing, because the exact moment you think you know everything is the exact moment you stop learning forever. Stay curious and stay humble. We spend our entire lives walking through a thick fog, a fog created by our own minds. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is not just a funny psychological trick. It is the ultimate filter of life. It separates those who are stuck from those who are moving forward. Look around you right now. The world is incredibly loud. Everyone has a microphone. Everyone wants to be an expert. But real power is always quiet. Real wisdom does not need to shout. If you want to break the curse, you have to make a choice today. Choose the hard path of the student. Accept that you are a beginner in almost everything you do. Let the fools have their Mount Stupid. Let them rule their tiny, empty kingdoms. You belong in the deep valley. Because down in the valley, in the shadows of doubt and questions, is the only place where things actually grow. Keep asking, keep doubting, and most importantly, never stop learning.